coming to us all the way from London, okay? You know her as Big T, but it's not Big T anymore, is it? It is Chef T because our girl has taken a little bit of a break from the challenge and she has broken through to a new industry. We're talking about the culinary industry, but this isn't just your average grilled cheese, okay? My girl Chef T is out there making cordon bleu, okay? She's out there making filet and scallops, all right? She's making risottos, okay? She's learning about the unique, okay, and delicious cuisines of the world. And she's doing it all looking like this. Just an absolute 10. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, anybody who identifies as anything other than that, Chef T.
Oh, thank you so much, Devin. That was such a fantastic introduction and very
Well,
accurate as well. Yes.
it's accurate, you know, and it's good because it's true, right? Isn't that the case?
Yeah,
Now,
it
hold on here. I need to just point out a few things for our audio listeners. What do you got there? What do you got there posted up behind you, Big T?
Oh, this old thing. You noticed that? Just a few diplomas that I just been picking up along the way, and got my chef hat there as well. Yeah.
Looks like 7 diplomas and a chef's hat.
Yeah.
Uh, not to mention how many medals you got on.
3 medals. They're kind of heavy. They do come in handy as weapons sometimes.
Fully decked out right now. Oh, you just look incredible. It's so good to see you and to talk to you. We missed you. We've missed you, Chef T. How is it? How's the whole thing been? Talk to me since you took a break, you know, obviously from the challenge to pursue your dreams of being a chef, which you've had for quite some time. What's that experience been like? How's the transition going for you?
I mean, to be fair, it was very humbling
Mm,
and actually a lot harder than I thought it was because obviously Northern Challenge. I thought going into culinary school would be very relaxing, but actually it was really intense. I was like,
yeah.
blimey, what have I done? Like this was not the plan. The plan was to relax, chill out, recuperate, and that didn't happen. But it was absolutely fantastic. I mean, I did have some withdrawal symptoms sometimes
Mm,
um, from the challenge. And actually, it took me a while to get out of challenge mode because sometimes people would get COVID, still living in COVID times, and not be able to come to class. And I used to be like, yes, one down. Another 11 to go. And I was like, whoa, Tula, that's not okay. Like, not everything's a competition. So just like
oh
remember
my God.
just like learning to like work in a team and not like conspire and spy on people and stuff like that. So that took adjusting to.
Yeah, it's interesting. That's funny that you think like it's hard to shake yourself of that mindset just in general after you've done because I think correct me if I'm wrong, but you do 3 back to back to back?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, so yeah, I mean, from the bunker to Iceland, 2 very intense seasons, and then obviously, you know, Spies, Lies, and Allies, you were there for a long time, so it's like to get yourself out of that mode and to think that normal people aren't trying to sabotage you, it's kind of a difficult
It was
kind
really
of
hard.
difficult. Yes, another one down. One step closer to the million. It's like there's no prize here. You're actually in real life. You just have to you have to work. Yeah, that's there's no prize at the end. So although you seem to still manage to have obtained some medals, so I'm sure there was some sort of competitive element to it there. That's wild. So who do you keep up with out of our plethora of UK castmates? Who's in the Big T squad?
Oh, definitely Kyle. He's always messaging me about my food and giving me terrible food advice. He's like, nah, you should make it this way. I'm like, okay, Kyle. So been speaking to him. Melissa, I finally got to meet her baby Vienna. That was absolutely fabulous. I
Oh,
mean,
awesome.
so nice. I mean, then you guys, disappeared to do your season. I was like, where is everyone? But actually, I haven't had time to socialize really, Devin. So it's only recently I just, being a social butterfly again, and it's wonderful.
She's coming out of her cocoon. She's spreading those wings. I have to
Spreading my
ask you.
medals. Sorry.
I've got to ask you about my ex partner. One Gabby. She's out there, isn't she? Are you still guys keeping in touch?
Yes, I was meant to be seeing her this evening, but actually we changed to meet up this weekend. I speak to Gabby all of the time. I absolutely love
Yeah.
her. I should have mentioned her name before as well.
Gabby Allen, what an absolute rocket. So obviously we've been through some interesting times together. But one of my all-time favorite memories of you is back against the wall, right? Everyone's trying to box both you and CT out of elimination so that you guys can't have a chance at getting your skull. This is in double agents. We've got a helicopter challenge, which I absolutely shit the bed on. But for the record, if you go back and you watch that, I mean, the thing was 9 feet away. There's no chance I could have gotten that. Anyways, who does get it? You. And not only do you get it and go all the way to the end, but then you beat CT in the swim. Okay. Underrated element of your game is you might be the fastest swimmer on planet Earth. How did that happen?
Thank you, Devin. That was such a wonderful memory. Getting these feelings of euphoria thinking about it again, actually. Because when I was younger, I did a lot of swimming. It's very much part of our UK education system. I wasn't actually one of the best during school, so I didn't see that coming, but like I just literally swam my heart out. So it was just really nice to do the front stroke mixed in with a bit of breaststroke because I do feel comfortable with that one. And
Wow.
yeah, and I just think that was so great because also being British and used to the cold, I think I was really adapted to the icy Icelandic glacier water as well. So yeah,
Felt right at home.
and
Felt right at home. Yeah,
yeah,
you've had a lot of cold water challenges and eliminations. Actually, your swan song on Spies, Lies, and Allies was an ice bath puzzle, which I believe it was you versus Emmy right there at the end, and you lost by a narrow margin. But you're somebody that's always kind of I feel like we share the underrated gene, in my opinion. I feel like people are like, oh, let him kick around, let him kick around. I think you got some juice,
oh,
Tula.
thank you.
I'd take you on my squad anytime. But let's think about this. If you could pick any partner, male or female, to give yourself whatever you want to get out of the challenge, whether it be fun, you can pick a fun person. If you want to win, you can pick someone you want to win with. You got one name you can say, I don't care the gender. You tell me Big T's ride or die partner, right? Who would you have picked to be on this season?
Jenny West.
Oh,
Jenny West, because she's gonna beat all the girls and the boys. Like
yeah.
no one's safe. That right there is a champion A. And
Yeah.
feeling me more.
Yeah,
Like
she is. I have heard we do this thing here called the Mr. or Mrs. Potato Head, where you get to pick attributes from challengers to make one super challenger. And I believe it was Darrell last episode, without a shadow of a doubt, goes, I'm taking Jenny West for strength. Absolutely no doubt. She's just or it might have been at endurance, but either way, I mean, people that have played with her are like, she's like nobody else we've ever seen.
yeah.
Um, and are you
Yes.
are you tight with her? Is she from the UK? I didn't know she was from the UK.
Again, I'm very close to Jenny, speak to her all the time as well. Sorry,
Awesome.
I'm just really sociable. When you first asked me that question, I just, should have listed a lot more people. But basically,
Yeah,
I speak to everyone
that's
apart
right.
from some. But yeah.
Okay, so let's talk. Let's shift gears a little bit here. Let's talk about. I'm going to give you the mic here. I want you to tell the listeners about your origin story on reality TV. Um, And I'm not gonna give any spoilers. I'm just gonna give you the floor here, and, I mean, you just run through the whole thing. It's one of the best stories I've ever heard.
Okay, so I applied for Love Island, and this is a few years ago, I think probably 4 years ago now. And I did my audition, and the producers loved my audition. They fast tracked me, like, oh my God. When I finished doing my interview, they were like, what are you doing on Monday? And I was like, nothing, as usual, because I wasn't. And they were like, pack. So I was like, okay. So I went and packed, and then I went on. I was like kind of seeing this guy, but like not really. I just like dumped him immediately. Um, went, ordered my bikinis, packed my suitcase. I was so excited. So I was like, I'm going on Love Island, and I'm going to be a pretty big deal. Monday comes, and I don't get the call, and I was really confused. So I was just like, oh, like, where's my flight ticket? Where's my flight? Like, where's my ticket? Where are the keys to the villa? Anywho, I don't get the call, and I call ITV, and like we went a different direction. I was just like, oh God, so embarrassing. I just basically told the whole of London that I'm going on Love Island. And I'm so embarrassed. I literally like walking down the streets like in disguise because I didn't want anyone to recognize me. Obviously, I'm single, I'm not on Love Island, and I'm still in London. I did text that guy back, and I was like, I changed my mind, but he wasn't having it. So 4 months later of hiding, finally another edition comes my way. And it's shipwrecked, and I get this one. I get the plane ticket. I'm so excited. This time there's no one I ditched or dumped. Just unfriended a few people on Instagram because I'm going on shipwrecked. So I assumed that when you did reality TV, you make a ton of money because I always see these reality stars in glamorous dresses going to glamorous events. And I was just like, holy moly, I'm going to be super rich. So I actually contacted some of my family in Malawi, South Africa. I was like, guys, what do you want for Christmas? Christmas is on me, baby. Yeah, so read my contract, and so got paid the equivalent of I think $3.50 for 2 months work, which a bit of a disaster, really.
How this is legal, but I've cross-referenced this with different people from the UK, and I guess there's just some shows, like, no one reads the contract on your first show. You're not gonna send it to your lawyer, so people just sign it, and it's like, yeah, it's sometimes $1. So this is also, like, it's kind of their version of, I mean, I think they have Survivor as well, but it's like, it's not comfortable. You're not, like, living, it's not like Love Island living conditions. You're, like, brought to an island and put in like a Survivor situation. And correct me if I'm wrong, but is there even a winner? Like, can someone win?
No, it's a team. The winning team. And yeah, so it's not like an individual. And like we had to like hunt for food and like make our own beds and like just basically survive on a desert island where there was absolutely nothing. Yeah, I got paid $6.50 for that.
One of the best stories of all time. But you want to know what? The road less traveled sometimes pays off, and that is how you were brought into all of our lives. And we can't ask for much more than that now, can we? So I'll take it. Thanks for going through that. Needless to say, how were the Christmas presents?
There were none. No one got anything. In fact, I asked people to send me money. I was like, my little nephew was like, I'm 8. I'm like, whatever.
Yeah, cough it up, kid. Well, not only were you, somebody that's just a joy to be around in the house, and again, somebody that I believe to be, you know, undervalued, I think, in general. But you're quite the performer. So, ha let's talk about your career in stand-up comedy a little bit, because I believe that was something that you took a shot at.
Yeah, so I think that I am definitely like when I get an idea in my head or something passionate, I really go fully for it. And
Right.
on stage over a couple of glasses of wine, my friend was like, "You should be a comedian," and I was just like, "Yeah, I'm gonna be a stand-up comedian." And literally that night, I jumped up on stage and I did stand-up comedy, and I was singing. And people were laughing and loving it, which was a bit confusing because I wasn't meant to be funny then. I was actually just singing. And the guy was like, "Oh, you should come back next week. You're hilarious." And I was like, "Okay." I didn't
Thanks.
understand. Yeah. I didn't understand that. And actually, somebody else did try booking me that night, so I do have proof that I was good. So then I did a few gigs. I absolutely loved it. It's something I would love to get back into. However, the last time I did stand up comedy, I was booed off the stage,
Oh no.
which is
Say it ain't
which
so.
I think every comedian has to go through it, like one gig when they actually get booed off. And the worst thing
Yeah.
was this woman who didn't appreciate my comedy was in the front row, and I I heard her say, "Bloody hell, man! I came here to have a laugh."
That's like
She was
that
like,
is the
"Yeah,
most English heckle of all time. That's I used to bartend at a comedy club.
yeah, yeah,
Well, it wasn't a comedy club. It was just a shitty bar, but they had comedy nights there, and they also had a really, really loud ice machine. And there's times when people would bomb, I believe is what they call it in the industry, and someone would tell a bad joke, and all you could hear was just the roaring of the ice machine. And I'm sitting there as the bartender, like that's a tough sound. Whenever you hear that, there's no laughs. The comedian has stopped telling jokes, just ice machines. So, yeah, I do. I think you're right, though. That is kind of a rite of passage there in the comedy industry. Everyone's got a bomb at least once. I honestly, probably a few times because if you've been here, when you get here, it feels much better.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah."
I think we can relate that to the challenge. So we won't talk about the bad times, right? Because we've both been down here on challenges. Let's talk about the ones that go up top, right? What is your all-time favorite challenge memory? And you can pick a few. I don't want to put you in a box here, but what are some good memories you've had, some good laughs, whatever they are, that you've been a part of on the challenge?
Well, I had many with you, Devon, obviously. Like, I
Oh, we
absolutely
killed
love
it.
you. Like, just your presence in the house was absolutely hilarious. And honestly, since, we've been doing seasons together, it just has brightened up every season for me. And I truly mean that. So thank you. And and also, one of my favorite memories, actually, I've got a collection of a few. One of them is quite strange. So it was height over water, and TJ's asking us questions, and we have to say true or false. And our hands and legs are like this, and I am crying as
Yep.
usual when it comes to height.
Oh, I
And
remember this.
then everyone, all of you cast, just start singing my favorite Shakira song just to make me feel better. Oh
Oh
my
yeah,
goodness.
what's hold on, I forget what that one is. You think you could give us a little sneak peek of that one?
Look at me, my breast so small and humble. Speed on the stones, mountains.
Le, 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 le.
Can't you see? Yeah.
It was it was a full choir, to be fair. We were all just there, just watching you hang on for dear life. Kyle had a pretty hilarious fall on that one too. Yeah, that was one of my all-time favorites. And shout out to Nam. He almost got the W there, almost turned the whole thing around. It ended up in Darrell and Amber's possession, but shout out to Nam and Lolo. They almost had enough juice there, and that one would have flipped the whole game because that's when we were just getting targeted left and right. I mean, we couldn't catch a break.
Yeah.
We kept
Yeah.
thinking we might get a foothold, and it just wasn't happening. So okay,
Yeah.
well, with that singing and us reaching the 20-minute uh, portion of this event, we're going to switch into some sports gambling talk. And I actually sent you the words to a song that I sing. Um, so I was thinking about doing a duet, but after that, I'm thinking I'd love if you just took a solo here and gave the people what they came here for, which is what I'm calling the song "Bring On the Slate." So would you do us the honor?
Yes, I would actually love to. I would absolutely love to do
All
this.
right, let's do
Okay,
it.
so the London American football game is Vikings versus the Saints. Today is another day, and I am not afraid. So bring on the slate.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. You made it your own, is what they would say on American Idol. You
Thank
know,
you.
you took an all-time classic and you made it your own, and that's really all we can ask for. Um, Let me ask you this: have you ever been to an American football game?
No, I haven't. I've watched the Rounders, the one that you call baseball, I think.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay, so what's the presence like out there in London? Do you see any? I mean, is American football an afterthought? Are people like excited? Is there a buzz about this? Have you heard? Is this the first you're hearing about it? Because this is the first game of this season that's being played in London. They go there every year, but they started a little earlier. This is the first game. Is there any sort of buzz? What should I expect?
Oh my gosh. Are they playing in London?
They're playing in London on Sunday. Yeah.
Oh wow. No, no one knows. I'm sorry. I didn't hear this. This is the first I'm hearing about it, but I'm excited now.
It's
It's a
gonna
big
be
deal.
it's gonna be an absolute ghost town in that stadium. Yeah, and I'm pretty sure it's like, I think it's let's see, it's 9:30 East Coast, so that makes it like 2:30 in the afternoon over there. Probably not ideal, conditions. Excuse the nose blowing that's occurring in the background here. I'm visiting my brother out here in San Francisco. It's been an early morning for me, so let's talk about this game, Tula, because I don't believe that you need to have knowledge of sports betting in order to pick winners, right? And actually, some would argue that having no knowledge would make you even a better gambler because you've got no bias. So you know the team names, right? It is the
The
Vikings
Vikings and the
and the
Saints.
Saints, and we're gonna have you pick one. So whoever whoever's giving you that good feeling, right? We're just talking about game winner. They're going to win the game, either the Vikings or the Saints. You tell us.
Guys, it's definitely going to be the Saints. I have a really strong
Oh,
feeling about this.
god
Oh no!
damn it.
Oh no, did you
Well,
bet on the Vikings?
I mean, I might have to change it now, but we've already recorded the segment, so I guess I can't go back now and change it. But yeah, no, it's the Tula pick. This is actually good because now we can make us a wager. We
Yeah.
can make we what are we gonna wager? Because you're on the Saints, I'm on the Vikings. The Vikings are the favorites, so this is a little unfair, but to make it even more even, I'm gonna give you the points. So the way that this works, and this is actually a good segue into a little bit of an explanation for people that may not understand the world of sports betting. So if two teams are playing each other and one is supposed to be better than the other, they get a handicap essentially. So you can lose the game and still win the bet with your team. So in this situation, the Saints are getting 2.5 points. So if the Saints lose by two, you still win.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
They would have to lose the game by 3 points or more for you to lose the bet. So I'm going to give you the Saints plus 2.5. That's the verbiage. And let's do I've made this bet with Wes before. Let's do a 100 word written Instagram post. So if you win the bet, you get to write out 100 words for me that I have to read on my Instagram story. And if I win, I write out 100 words that you have to read on your Instagram story. How's that
Oh
sound?
god. Okay. That should be everything that you write.
Shake it.
Oh. Lord.
we've got our first we've got our first bet. We've got our first bet on Bet on Devin that's not affiliated to sports. And there's no line on this actually. It's just the line of the game. So let me ask you this now too, because I want to get your take on this. This is going to be interesting because how am I going to phrase this so you can let's just do 43. Okay? Do you think that there's going to be more than 43 points or less than 43 points scored in the game in total? Now, knowing nothing about football, you're taking a shot in the dark here. More than 43 or less than 43?
I'm gonna go for more.
Yeah, let's go for more, baby.
Yeah, more.
More in the midnight hour. She screamed more. Yes, unbelievable. That is just absolutely brilliant. We love that one. We love that.
Oh, I'm
Chef
so
T.
nervous.
Yes, we got that one. Okay, now here's the final thing that I promise you I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna rattle off a couple teams here, okay? A couple potential contenders. All right. I want you to pick. You are familiar with the Super Bowl, correct?
Look, that's not bowling, is it?
And that is not bowling.
I thought it was for many years, and then someone told me what it is, but I can't remember what they told me. So
So
I
it's
always go back to bowling.
yeah, it's imagine the World Cup, right? It's like a tournament for soccer where one team ends up winning and they're the best team. So that's
Yeah.
the idea, but for American football. So they at the end of the season they play in a tournament, and if you win, you continue going until only one team is remaining. So I'm going to give you let's do 3 teams from the NFC, 3 teams from the AFC, right? And you're going to pick one of those teams, just one of this 6, that's going to
Okay.
win it all, win the American football tournament,
That's a
also
lot of
known,
pressure.
also known as the Super Bowl. Okay. So here's your options. All
Oh
right.
my god.
Here's your options. You've got the Buffalo Bills, the Kansas City Chiefs, the
Oh,
Miami Dolphins. You've got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. You've got, let's go, LA Rams, defending Super Bowl champs, and the Green Bay Packers. Of those 6 teams, who do you think is going to win the Super Bowl?
guys, it's going to be a close one between the Miami Dolphins, because they've got Dolphins in the name, and I like that, and the LA Rams.
Wow. She's
But the
picking
people,
Rams Dolphins.
yeah, it's going to be between them two at the end. Rihanna's going to sing, and then she's going to announce the winner, which is going to be the LA Rams.
Wow, they're going back to back. You think so? And,
Yeah.
and the way that they're going to win is that Rihanna's going to announce that they've won. They don't have to win the game. She said it, game over, cut it at halftime. Okay. All right. It's a unique take. It's never been done before, so I'll give you that. The Chef T, that gets us to that 30-minute mark, and you have been just absolutely outstanding. What a joy. I forgot what a true joy you are to just talk to and be around, and you shine a bright light, Chef T. I'm so happy for you and all your accomplishments, as we can see them behind you and on you and to the left and the right. So yeah, I just really appreciate you taking this interview at short notice and being here and just being you. You're an absolute all-star. So let us know anything you want to plug, anything you want to shout out, your socials, whatever it is. Let the people know where they can follow you. And yeah, any last words?
Devin, thank you so much for having me. I literally just love chatting with you. This has been so much fun, and I'm happy to come back again anytime in the future. And
Absolutely.
just to plug myself, I noticed none of you are following me on Big T's Kitchen, so I'm going to be literally naming and shaming everyone who's not following me. So follow me on that. Yeah, and also at Big T Faz. Yeah, Big T Faz on my Instagram, my main Instagram, and I haven't got a food business yet, but that will be coming at some stage. So we'll see what I do with that.
It's on the horizon. I'll tell you what, I'm gonna put $100 on a Dolphins Rams Super Bowl that ends at halftime, and I'm not sure what the odds on that are, but if it happens, okay,
Man,
we're gonna get you a restaurant. How's that sound? How's that sound? Chef
bloody
T's
marvelous.
Chef T's Kitchen. All right. Make sure you read the contract on this one. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, anyone who identifies as anything other than that, that is Chef T. Chef T, I appreciate you. Thank you so, so, so much. I love you.